Can I start making a full-time income as a musician in 1 year? Let's find out. So at the end of last year, I was made redundant from my job working full-time for a video production company, and it's created somewhat of an opportunity. I made a video last year about turning 40, sort of questioning where my life was heading. Safe to say, some sort of midlife crisis. I even bought a skateboard. Anyway, in that video I said, although I enjoy my job, there's a big part of me that wishes that I could go back to playing music full time. With this turning 40 and thinking more and more about time running out and trying to maximise my time here, I really want to actively try and move back towards that. The gist of that video really was me committing to doing things that might eventually help me find opportunities to spend my days doing music. Consequently, a big part of that has been building this channel, creating music theory content here on YouTube. It's been really exciting to see the response to those videos and this little community that's growing here. I only wish I'd started sooner. So, cut to 7 months from posting that video and I'm made redundant from my job. I finished at the beginning of December, but I decided to look at it as an opportunity to expedite my goal of getting back to music full time. I know this video is obviously a little bit different to my usual content, but I've been talking about the situation with some friends who thought that maybe you'd be interested in seeing some of the insights to this and maybe following along to see how it goes. So what's the plan? Well, I should probably clarify what I'm trying to achieve, which is pretty simple really. I want to create a full-time income from work that is centered around music. So I want to spend my days, my 9 to 5, talking, thinking, playing music. Simple. So the plan, how do I see this happening? Firstly, I'm excited by the possibility of what this YouTube channel could be. I had about 3,000 subscribers when I finished my job at the end of November. And I want to give myself the space and the time to work on growing the channel over this next year. I'm currently not making much money from the YouTube channel, but I believe that the channel might have some legs and could potentially bring in significantly more money should it continue to grow in the way that it has been. Although my expectation is that it might be a year or more before the channel provides any significant sort of income, but the growth of the channel is a big part of my plans for the year ahead. And not just for the direct revenue that it might bring, but also for the indirect opportunities that it might give me. Hopefully other music related work that might come in because of the channel. So that's kind of in the long term, I hope, but what about the short term? I do need to earn money in the short term. I've got a family and a mortgage and car payments to make. And just to be transparent, with my other job, I was the main earner in the family. My wife works part-time and studies part-time. So unfortunately, I can't be a kept man who can earn no money as a musician while their other half keeps food on the table. Anyway, although I needed to earn money to keep food on the table, I wanted to do my best to avoid going back into full-time work so that I could have the flexibility and freedom to work on my YouTube channel, but then also explore other options. I had a bit of redundancy money that would last a couple of months and give me some time to get my ducks in a row. My plan was to set up as self-employed and find some freelance workers in video production to get the money coming in, but then also look for music opportunities. I was confident I could find some video work to get some money coming in. As expected, it was a slow start to the year trying to find my feet and get set up as a freelancer. I think over January and February combined, I think I made about £800. But there were 2 plus points. Firstly, I still had some redundancy money, which I was very grateful for. And secondly, there was a job that came up that seemed right up my street. A local private school were looking for a jazz piano teacher to work 2 days a week with their piano students and their ensembles. Yes, please. I obviously enjoy the educational side of music, but also the 2 days a week would give me freedom and flexibility to continue to work on my YouTube content and also explore other opportunities. So it felt like it could be a really good fit. I found out in February that I got the job, but I'm not actually starting until after Easter in April. It's currently the beginning of March. Anyway, knowing that I've got that steady 2 days a week at the school teaching now means that I'll probably have to be able to do less video work than I thought I would. So alongside the school teaching, I've also got a handful of private piano students. I do a little bit of gigging, a little bit of recording. I get a little bit of money from the YouTube channel. So together, that's all the music-centered work I'm doing at the moment. So I think a good amount of my income over the next few months is probably still going to be through freelance video work. The intention is being able to pick and choose what video work I do depending on how much music work I've got going on. Ideally, I'll do very little video work because I won't need it to supplement my income. Does that make sense? So that's the plan. But there's that famous saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So I'm sure that there'll be diversions and failures and successes and opportunities and incidents that will derail that. But it's good to have a direction, right? So I'm really keen to see what performance and recording opportunities might come in. I'm going to try and put myself out there so people know that I'm available. I'm available for work, guys. I'm also keen to finish some original stuff that I've been working on and then maybe put a band together and see what comes of that. Obviously, there's tons of different ways that you can make a living as a musician, but we're not all Jacob Collier or Pino Palladino or Hans Zimmer. I'm a pretty average musician. Yes, I went to music college, but of all the people who've gone through music college, all the people who are looking for work as full-time musicians, I'm pretty average. But I do believe that there are enough opportunities to carve out a career as an average musician and be content. I think this is something I've learned over time. You can try and reach the top, but it's most likely going to end in disappointment. A disappointment is just unmet expectations or hopes. In my younger days, I was hoping for that top success as a musician, but I've spent the last bunch of years working in an industry that I'm not passionate about. So for me, where I'm at now, the hope is merely that I get to use the skills I have to find work where I get to talk and think about music all day and get paid for it. So if my expectation is simply just to be working within a musical context, I think I can find contentment. Now that could be trying to get 10-year-old kids excited about learning the piano, or it could be playing on stage to thousands of people. But I'd like to think that I could find contentment in both of those things. Or am I just kidding myself? Anyway, that's what's been going on, and like I said, I thought you might be interested in following along. If you do, I'm going to be making some more video updates throughout the year. We can get the spreadsheets out and break down the earnings. We can look at how I acquired any work. We can look at those unforeseen events that derailed the plan, and then lessons learned along the way. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, and if it piqued your interest, let me know. Thanks for being here.